or borrowing season 5 from you is what made me decide to start going out and buying all the seasons
I
on
forgot I
DVD.
lent 5 to you.
Yeah. Oh my God. I watched that one so much for a while,
It's
and
got some of the
then
best episodes in
it
it.
really does.
The
Season
Sideshow
5.
Bob episode,
The
what
what
else
episode?
is the Sideshow Bob episode.
Oh yes, yes. Cape Fear.
Yep.
That's one of the greatest episodes ever.
I dare go out on a limb and say that is the greatest episode ever.
I don't know, man. Like, there's a lot of really good, and like that season that also had Homer Goes to College. Like that's, oh boy, that's a good one.
Nerd. It comes full circle.
Yeah, like his. Oh man, no, so yeah, I remember borrowing that from you, and then buying all the seasons and whatnot, and like literally that's like probably once a year. I like we'll just go through and rewatch all the seasons and everything.
Yeah.
Especially like if there's times of hardship to put it nicely, and let's say I run out of internet and television
Yeah.
due to financial reasons.
Yep.
I will sit and watch Simpsons for days on end, for entertainment.
As I say, I'm the same way. I've got, I think, every season that's come out right now on DVD
Hmm.
sitting in my living room. I think the only one I don't have is season 20.
Mm. See, man, I bought season 20, and that was like the dumbest cash grab ever, and I felt so stupid after buying it because I figured it would be like a standard Simpsons DVD with all the bonuses and all
Yeah.
the commentary and whatnot. And no, it was just legit like, hey, here's the 20th season on DVD. That
So what you're
was
telling me here is it was good that I didn't pick it up because they'll probably
it's
release a 20th season DVD that has all that stuff on it.
yeah, it was literally it was Fox just like Fox, it was like the Simpsons hit 20 and they were like, oh, we can make some money on this. So they put out the 20th season. It was the first season that, went HD and everything like that, so they also had a good excuse to put it on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
So and I bought that shit, and like after I realized what it was, and like let's face it, like the Simpsons have not been good for a while.
I think it's not that they're not good. It's more along the lines of they've like instead of having hit after hit after hit after hit after hit episode, it's more of a maybe every 2 or 3 episodes is really good,
Hmm. Hmm.
and then you have a bunch of crap in between, and then oh look another good episode, and then 2 or 3 more crappy episodes. Oh another good
Hmm.
episode. So instead of
Yeah,
22 good episodes, you have like 5.
yeah. I would say that season 11 for me is where the shit episodes outweighed the good episodes.
Yeah, it was about the same with me.
Yeah, I would say 9 and 10 had still had a good a good amount of great episodes, and it would overshadow their shit episodes, so like you could still pass them off as like good seasons. But I think 11 is where like it really started, making that turn
Yeah, it
to it's like,
started
oh,
being like,
this episode's kind of bad. Oh, that episode's bad too. Like you like open up the DVD booklet and look at the episodes, and you're like, I don't want to watch any of these except for like those four. You know.
like, oh, that episode has Lisa in it. I'm completely skipping that.
Yeah, and that's when
Sorry.
that's when Lisa episodes started to suck.
Yeah.
Like early season Simpsons, Lisa episodes were really good and like really insightful. And now it's just like, oh, Lisa's, a left wing
She's a
liberal now.
hipster.
Yeah,
If it's
and
popular, she doesn't like it.
like,
Or she secretly likes it, but goes the hipster route of saying she doesn't like it.
yeah, yeah, like that episode, like one of the heaviest Lisa episodes was when she became the vegetarian,
Yeah.
a vegetarian, not the vegetarian.
The Jesus of
Right,
vegetarian.
it started with her. She became a vegetarian, and people just followed.
Yep.
No, yeah, I mean that's like a Lisa heavy episode, and like it's so good. Like it's filled
Yeah.
with like a lot of great jokes. B, it like puts out a good message at the end, that like she's having such a hard time trying to like force her beliefs on everyone, and like Paul McCartney's like, Paul McCartney and Apu are like, well, just do it for yourself. Don't worry about them. You can't change everybody's mind. Like, that's a great message.
Yeah.
So, what are we doing?
Apparently, we're supposed to be talking about video games or something like that.
Oh yeah, hey everybody, it's Monday night, and this is the Extra Lives bonus show. This is not a normal episode. I've got my good buddy. Okay, I'm going to give you a heads up. If you're going to make a funny face, you have to make a noise so that way the camera flips over to you, or only I get to see the funny face you make.
Oh, you're the only one I wanted to see.
Okay, fair enough. I've got my good friend Will Blevins with me today, and Will, say hi.
Hi.
And tonight we're gonna talk about Super Smash Brothers. Super Smash Brother. How's the announcer say it? I don't remember.
Smash. I don't know. I'm not good at imitating things. You know this.
Oh, fair. Fair enough.
Get my DS out, then you can hear him.
So, for anyone who showed up tonight, expecting another episode of the wonderful Extra Lives podcast, we've rescheduled it for tomorrow, so come and check us out tomorrow. But Will got a hold of me this week and let me know that he had a code to play. Or how'd you get this code?
It was basically Nintendo sent a thing out where if you were part of their Nintendo club, you hit platinum status, which means that you earn to get 600 coins for it, because whenever you register in a Nintendo product, coin, and then you can use those coins to get stuff off the site. Like right now, if I wanted to, I could get like Kirby All-Stars for the Wii Virtual Console for 200 coins or something like that. But use those coins, and when you hit a threshold, you hit like gold status and then platinum at 600. So I hit that, and then I was also signed up for their newsletter thing, so I get updates on shit. And if you had those three things ticked off, basically, they would send you a email that says, here you go, here's 4 codes for the demo of Super Smash Brothers 3DS. Now, these codes are different because whenever you download a demo on the 3DS, it has so many uses before it instead of making a timed or whatever, it's a certain length, of course. But unlike old PlayStation ones, which were like, you have 5 minutes to play the game and then it's just going to cut it.
Yeah.
These just make it where you can play it like 30 times and then you can't play the demo anymore.
Really?
Yeah. So, but this one's special and it doesn't have that limiter on it.
Really?
Yep. So it's unlimited and you can play it as much as you want. Not like it's going to matter for me in a couple of weeks anyways, but it just means that I don't have to worry about running out of uses.
Yeah. When does the new Smash Brothers hit?
October 3rd.
Okay, and that's the 3DS version?
Yep.
And the Wii U version hits later, right?
Yeah, they don't have a date for it. There's signs pointing to saying that it might come out the 21st, but I don't think Nintendo will be that stupid because the new Pokemon game comes out on the 21st as well of November, and you don't want those two butting heads. You don't want your own one of your own big franchises fighting your other big franchise.
Yeah, that's a Ubisoft play right there.
Yeah.
That's Ubisoft releasing Rayman Origins with Assassin's Creed and I don't know, something else that they probably helped. Yeah. And then they wonder why it didn't sell very well. It's like, oh, well, probably because you
don't like Rayman.
Yeah, jerks. I love Rayman.
See, I haven't played the new ones, but they look really fun.
You haven't played the new ones?
Mm-mm. And those are the kind of games that I should play, because those are the kind of games I like.
I'm sorely disappointed in you, man. Like, growing up, you were the video game dude. You were the dude that I talked to for video games, and now you haven't even played Rayman? And Half-Life 2? I don't even know who you are anymore.
It's what married life does to you.
Oh, don't you fucking tell me about married life.
I've been married longer than you.
How long have you been married?
5 years.
Oh, I've been married for 4 years, so you've got me
Okay,
like
shut
what,
up.
a year?
That last year, man.
That last year will do it to you. That's where shit goes down.
No, it was mostly because I got stuck in an MMO for about 4 years.
Oh yes, the infamous MMO black hole excuse.
Yep, and it works every time.
Well, I guess we're glad to have you back. You've missed a lot.
Yeah, I noticed.
um, so I guess fuck, let's jump right into it. What do you have to say about the new Smash Brothers?
It's okay.
Well, thanks for that lukewarm response.
That's really what the game is. It's lukewarm.
Really?
Yeah, it's not. It. I think it's overhyped. Once
Hmm.
again, the overhyped train. But it's just the big problem with it is because it's already released out in Japan,
Yeah.
and of course myself, I have to spoil shit for myself. So I look up all the final smashes online of people who've put videos up of it, and all of those they're pretty much copy paste from the last game. So nothing really new.
Hmm.
Like two characters get new ones, and that's about it.
Hmm.
But besides that, I've been playing the demo, and it's a little more polished than Brawl was. I'd still think Brawl was the weakest
Hmm.
in the series. Excuse me. But everything seems kind of sluggish, but that's kind of given because I'm used to a fast, quick character. Because I usually play as, if it was Melee, Young Link. In Brawl, it was Toon Link. So
Hmm.
I'm used to quick, fast projectiles.
Hmm.
And the only characters unlocked in the demo are Mario, Pikachu, Link, Mega Man, and uh, Villager from Animal Crossing. And probably one of the worst characters to ever put in the
No,
game.
I remember like when they announced Villager and the Wii Fit girl or whatever. I literally I was like, what are we doing?
You don't
What?
know about the other one that they haven't announced, but it's known because of it coming out in Japan, do you?
Right. So I have a page pulled up of essentially I typed in Super Smash Brothers roster leak. Uh, but it's just like this huge thing of text. I don't know if I really want to go through it there.
I can tell you
Um,
just about every character that's in it, so.
mhm. Um, okay. Well, before we get into gameplay and everything like that, I do want to hear the roster. Uh,
Alrighty.
who besides the fucking villager and the Wii Fit girl do we have joining the fight
That
this
would
year?
make you go, wah?
Yeah, sure. Just give me the big one first, the one that makes you go, eh?
Duck Hunt Dog.
Okay, I did know about that one.
You did know about Duck Hunt
I
Dog?
did know about that one.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Which I thought was kind of neat. I liked Duck Hunt Dog. That sounded interesting. That's also probably playing on nostalgia a little bit because I would have more nostalgia for the Duck Hunt Dog than I would for the Villager or
Yeah.
Wii Fit Girl. Um, it looks like they added Bowser Jr.
Which actually is pretty cool because not only is it Bowser Jr., but it's all the Koopalings too, because all of his alternate costumes are just different Koopalings.
Really?
Yep. So technically, even though they all have the same move set, he's technically like 8 characters in one.
Hmm. Or looking at it from a cynical point of view, they just put 8 characters into one moveset.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I'd say if you want to be cynical about it, yeah.
Have you ever thought about being in marketing? Because that was totally a marketing technique that you just pulled there. It's 8 characters in one.
Yeah, it's 8 characters in one.
It's
I
like
didn't say it was good.
you're spinning my words. Let's see here. Captain Olimar from Pikmin is in it, correct?
Yeah, he was in Brawl too.
Okay, yeah, I was so once again like I'm just kind of skimming this thing and
Yeah.
like it's saying some of the characters and like weren't they already in there?
Yeah, there's like I'd say there's let's see here the newcomers, the ones that weren't in the old one
hmm
are Wii Fit Trainer, of course.
hmm
My personal pick for probably best one of the newcomers is Mega Man.
Yeah,
Um,
I was pretty excited when they announced that. That was pretty
yeah,
cool.
yeah, he's good. I'll get on that later when we talk about gameplay.
Okay.
Villager, and then you've got Rosalina and Luma from
hmm
Mario Galaxy.
hmm
Little Mac.
I thought that was cool, and
Yeah.
I watched a little bit of gameplay on Giant Bomb over the weekend, and just watching one of the guys play as Little Mac, like I'm very interested to check him out.
Yeah, Little Mac looks like he would tear some shit up, especially if you can build his KO meter without dying,
hmm
because that's an instant KO on anything you hit.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then, of course, then they did the whole we don't want transformations in this game, so they made Sheik their own character. They made Zero Suit Samus their own character.
Really?
Yeah. So like
That's
you don't play as Zelda and turn into Sheik or Samus and turn into Zero Suit Samus. They're just their own
hmm.
characters.
I guess that's kind of cool because I used to play as Sheik most of the time when I would play Smash
Everybody
Brothers.
played as Sheik.
Well, it's she's like kind of like I'm sure as like a as a newcomer, I'm sure she's very easy to play as somebody who plays at a casual level. I remember just like I could get some good licks off with her, and
Yeah.
I mean she was fast.
Yeah, I mean, she's not a bad character. Don't get me wrong.
Mm,
I'm glad that she got that she's not as popular as she was back then.
hmm
Because that's all. And it was always for Malay, it was always Sheik and Falco.
hmm hmm
That's all anyone ever played. So, and then you got newcomer Greninja. So
What
that's
what?
Pokemon.
Okay, I was. What is Greninja?
It's Pokemon.
I feel like an old person, man. I was like,
And you used to play
I
Pokemon with
exactly
me.
like that's the weird thing. Like I used to play Pokemon all the time, and like now you're like Greninja, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? Did you sneeze?
And then there was
Greninja.
that was funny.
Thank you.
And then back in Brawl, they had a Pokemon Trainer, which allowed you to switch between a Squirtle, Ivysaur, and a Charizard.
hmm
Well, they scrapped that completely and just put Charizard in it. Then you have the Mii Fighters,
hmm
which is basically your Mii in the game with
Yeah.
like 3 preset fight talents.
Mm. Like,
Uh,
how do they? Is it just like they're? So are the preset fight talents like are they clones of other fighters
no,
or?
they're their own fighting styles.
Okay.
One's a sword style, one's a fighter style with fist,
hmm
and the other's a gunner style.
Okay.
So they look pretty interesting. And when we talk about gameplay later, I can get onto the different aspects of that.
hmm
Palutena from the Kid Icarus series. Pac-Man is a newcomer. Pac-Man looks really interesting. I would like to play as Pac-Man.
I thought it was pretty cool. They put Pac-Man in there.
Yeah.
Um,
Um,
'Cause this game is co-developed by Namco, right?
yeah. I don't think the earlier ones were, but this one was, and I guess that was their way of saying, "Thank you for helping us develop this.
Yeah.
Here, we'll
Yeah.
put your mascot in there."
Yeah. Um, yeah, the earlier ones, I can't talk tonight. The earlier ones, that was straight Nintendo and HAL Laboratories. The guys
Yeah.
who do like Kirby and everything like that.
Yeah. And the guy who develops the game is actually the guy who made Kid Icarus.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So Sakurai, I think, is his name.
Mhm. Yeah, sure. It all sounds Japanese to me.
If it sounds Japanese, it must be right.
Yeah. I'm not gonna question it because I don't fucking know. Sorry.
Nah. Let's see here. We don't have many left. We have Robin from Fire Emblem.
hmm Now,
Uh,
was he in Brawl or anything?
no, he didn't. This character didn't come out until like 2012, I think, because he came out
Okay.
with the new Fire Emblem game that was on the 3DS.
Okay, Awakening.
Yeah, which is a
Awakening.
really good game.
I've heard a lot of good things about it.
If you like Fire Emblem, here's the thing I like about it. See,
hmm
I'm a noob at Fire Emblem,
hmm
and one of the big turnoffs for me for Fire Emblem was if a character died, they're dead.
Right. Permadeath.
Permanent death. But you can turn that off in this one.
Hmm.
So that if you screw up royally, you don't permanently lose a unit.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, I got kind of interested in Fire Emblem after playing XCOM and like really getting into it,
yeah.
because it's kind of a similar, strategy title, and then the permadeath system and everything like that. But I don't have a 3DS or
I
anything.
would, they got some, it started on the Game Boy Advance. I
Yeah,
would,
did you?
I would look there first
Hmm.
and play those, get a feel for it.
Okay.
This one, this one's actually a lot easier than the rest, I think.
Hmm.
'Cause this one I actually beat. So,
Fair enough. Fair enough.
well, that's how I say. If there's like 5 games in the series and the only one I beat is this one, then it was probably the easiest in the series.
Yeah.
But
um.
and then there's Shulk from what is it? Shit, what game is that?
mm,
It's Xenogears, I think, or Xenosaga.
Oh. Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah,
I remember hearing that announced. And I
yeah.
was I was like, okay.
Well, Robin has a theory on that.
Oh, yeah.
He thinks that they're trying to do with Xenosaga what they did with Fire
Fire
Emblem.
Emblem.
Yep,
Yep.
yep. Because Fire Emblem was the same way. It wasn't big over here, and then all of a sudden, Malay came out with Marth and Roy, and everyone's like, "What's this Fire Emblem? I have to play it."
Yep. I remember that too. I remember playing with you and our old buddy Chris Fisk and like talking
Yeah.
about this magical Emblem game that hadn't come out in the US or anything like that, It was very interesting.
But and then there's Duck Hunt Dog, and I don't remember the rest off the
Mhm.
bat. So Xenogears. It was Xenogears. My
Xenogears.
bad. I'm bad. Being corrected by Dominique and Robin. Yep, both of them corrected me.
Way to go. There's a lot of people shitting on you for messing it
Yep,
up.
yep.
Um, so I guess my only question at this point, as far as the roster goes, is how many weird tertiary characters can we like throw in at this point?
Well, I think seeing as the full roster is out, I don't think we're going to get any more unless they come in DLC. And if they do DLC for the game, my vote is for 2 bad guys that need to be in this game, who's needed to be in this game since Brawl.
Hmm.
And that's, well, one of them needs to be in there since Brawl. The other one needs to come out in this game. We need fucking Dr. Wily and we need fucking Dr. Robotnik.
Fair, fair.
Seeing as Sonic's the only one, representing the Sonic franchise, and Mega Man's the only one representing the Mega Man franchise,
Yeah,
at least put their bad guys in there.
that is. I will agree with that sentiment. That makes total sense. If you've got Mario and Bowser, and now you have Sonic and Mega Man, you may as well have Dr. Wily and Dr. Robotnik or Eggman.
As he's known now. Yes, yes.
It was actually I have a small anecdote. I was over Labor Day weekend. I was at my sister's house, and I had seen my niece, who I haven't seen in probably about 3 years, and she is 14 now. And what was it? She she thought Dr. Robotnik was Eggman, and every time I said Dr. Robotnik, she's like, "Who are you talking about?" I was like,
No!
yeah, I was.
No!
She's like, "Who's Dr. Robotnik?" And I was like, "What do you mean? Like, you've played Sonic, you know who Dr. Robotnik is?" She's like, "No, that's Eggman." I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
And the
So,
sad thing is technically we're the wrong ones.
yeah,
Because he's been Eggman the entire time in Japan.
yeah. I think well, they clarified the what's the word I'm looking for? They clarified the canon in the U.S. by saying that they just call him Eggman as a taunt, so to speak,
Yeah.
So
And the fact that I think because it's Dr. Ivo Robotnik, and they just call him Eggman
Hmm.
because it
Hmm.
ticks him off because he's
Hmm.
shaped like a giant egg.
Exactly. Exactly. Um, okay, that's far too much Sonic talk. Let's get out of it. Let's get
Hey,
off
wait
this
a minute.
subject.
No more
That's
Sonic. Sonic has hurt me. He's touched me in bad places.
no, I think that was like my the biggest thing with like all the hubbub around this new Smash Brothers is, all the new characters that they're adding, and it's just like every time I hear a new character announcement, I'm like, who's this? And like I consider myself a pretty big video game fan. I mean, I am trying to run a fucking video game podcast, so I guess like I have at least some affinity for games,
Maybe.
and it's like I don't know. I just feel like there are so many characters out there who could be on a Smash Brothers game besides, the villager from Animal Crossing. It's like the villager from Animal Crossing is more of a like, like you throw him in there. Um,
And he's OP.
it's just like he's just part of the level, Like he's not actually a fighter. It's just weird to me. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's going to be another Smash Brothers after this. I really don't.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I think this, even if there is, it's not going to be very good because I think this will be the last one that's playable, and
Hmm.
then I think the roster is just going to get out of control after this
Hmm.
because he even said, and Robin told me this. Sakurai said this game he doesn't want as many, when he was developing this one. He's like, I don't want to make a lot of fighters, so he makes a game that has more fighters than the last game. I don't want a lot of third party characters.
Yeah.
This game has twice as many third party characters as the last game did.
Right, right.
So
Um, I don't think that this will be the last Smash Brothers. I think this will be the last Smash Brothers with Mr. What was his name?
Sakurai?
Sakurai. I think this will
Yeah.
be maybe the last one from him. I'm sure this franchise makes Nintendo far too much money for them to not continue to make more. At the same time, Nintendo is not your average game company.
They're stupid and smart at the same time.
Yeah, they will baffle you with how dumb they are, and they will blindside you with how smart they are.
Yep.
So I guess really, you and I both have really no room to like discuss anything Nintendo because who the fuck knows at this point?
Nintendo does.
Yeah, I don't even think Nintendo knows. They're they're just like,
Just remember, Sega does when Nintendo don't.
oh come on. I just had this vision of Nintendo headquarters, and it's like this giant castle, and in the middle of it's like this huge ivory tower, and they have to like get like every couple of years they go up there, and at the top is Mr. Miyamoto, and they're like, Mr. Miyamoto, what do we do now? And he's
Make a new Mario game.
like, we already made too many.
Okay, make a Zelda game.
The fans complain.
Okay, fine. Make a Mario with Zelda in it. You're a genius.
Yeah. So, um, I don't have anything else to say on the roster. I'm just once again still a little baffled by all of it, but I guess really at the end of the day, like who else can you really add at this point?
Yeah. And the sad thing is the roster being so big doesn't mean anything because there's going to be 5 characters everybody plays as.
Yeah, yeah. So let's go ahead and let's get into gameplay here. Now I am not what you would call a competitive Smash Brothers player.
I used to be.
I have tried in the past, and like many things in life, when I'm not good at it, I turn it off and I go home.
And you take your ball and go home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And I'm like, fuck this game. Specifically, when I first purchased a Wii back in I don't know '06 or '07 or whenever it was that I bought it, '08. I bought Smash Brothers Brawl because I've enjoyed Smash Brothers throughout the
Yeah.
years, and I got to the point where I only played it when we had people over, and I had one friend who always came over, and wanted, like if we were having a party, it was like, hey, let's play Smash Brothers, and I was like, all right, and
All
like it'd
right,
start
fine.
out,
Get ready to get my ass kicked.
yeah, well, I mean, like it would start out kind of, oh, he won again, he won, and then like it would just devolve into like he was the only one playing and nobody else wanted to play because he was so good, you
He's just
know.
playing level 9 computers.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, I don't want to make the guy sound like a dick. He was a really good friend of mine and
Oh
everything like
yeah.
that.
That
But
happens with all video games, though. Something
yeah.
like that. There's always the one person
Mhm.
who's really good at it, and nobody wants to play with them.
Yeah. I mean, it's one thing to be good at it and win most of the matches and everything like that. It's another thing to be so good at it that nobody wants to play you because you're going to win. Like, like it's not even a challenge for them anymore because they're not going to win.
Yeah.
You understand the game at a far higher level than anybody else does. So I ended up selling Smash Brothers after that because it just like,
Fuck Smash Brothers.
yeah, it was like I can't have this here. Like I don't want to be a dick and be like, no, you can't play Smash Brothers. Like it was just like I have to get rid of it. This game has to be gone. So I got rid of Smash Brothers, and I honestly haven't played it since.
Yeah.
Um, but I would say the last time that I kind of like tried to play it like kind of competitively was on the GameCube with Melee.
Yeah. Best
Which,
one.
yeah, and I think most people would agree that that's the best one. Um, I guess they're right. I don't know.
I'm
I
pretty
don't
sure.
really have authority to say.
I'm pretty sure they're right.
But what when you play competitive Smash Brothers, what are you looking for? Because this isn't just like a normal, fighting game like a Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat. When you're, I mean, like I guess it kind of is where you're like trying to, read the opponent's moves and what they're doing and like how to counteract that. But then, you got the fucking levels where everything is just like moving and things can get you. Then you got the random like weapon drops that'll, knock you out and everything like that. Like when you play competitive Smash Brothers, like what are you looking for exactly?
What am I looking for?
Yeah.
That's a good question, seeing as I haven't played in so long competitively.
Hmm.
Um, I just kind of play for fun now.
Really?
I mean, for the most part, like people will be like, competitive rules, meaning final destination, no items, just pure, you know, character skill.
So it turns into an actual like fighting game at that point.
Pretty much, and at that point it becomes a little, which is why why it turns into, you know, these five characters are played all the time.
Yeah.
Because if you look online for a brawl, look at like brawl tier, and people have charts of tiers that characters are in. Like these are the characters that are best in the game. These are the characters, like these are top tier characters. These are middle tier characters. These are characters you never want to play in competition. Then you
Right.
have one banned character. One banned character.
Who's the one band character?
Meta Knight.
Meta Knight? Why Meta Knight?
Because apparently he's cheap. Which I don't see how it is because that's Robin's main character in Brawl. And he beats me, but I beat him too. And it's not like it's like severely unfair either way.
Mm-hmm. I thought you were gonna say I don't see why he's cheap. It's my best character.
No, like I said, my character's Toon Link,
Mm-hmm.
which is actually like fourth tier.
Really?
Yeah. So.
I hate the fact that they call him Toon Link.
Yeah, I don't like that either. I liked it better when he was young Link back in Malay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, hold on.
Or do you just hate the fact that it's Toon Link?
No. It's like killing me that you keep saying Malay. I'm
Melee?
sorry. It's Melee, but I mean you have every right.
It's 15 different tomato.
Fair, you have every right to say Malay, but just understand that every time you do, I'm like laughing inside at you.
So should I say it like different every time, like melee,
Melee. Hey man, you can do whatever you want on this podcast. Believe me, I do every night.
I have 3 different names. Why not go by 3 different ways? Drop the mic. I'm out.
Oh man, the three-way, the Will Blevins story. That's the name of your autobiography.
The 3-way.
It's become like a joke of mine. Is like, what's the name of your autobiography?
The sad thing is Tanks, which is my role play character, and the
Mm-hmm.
joke with them is they put it in Vent one day and it sounded really funny, so my name is now Tanks Tanks Tanks.
Tanks, tanks,
So
tanks.
it's 3. Once again with the 3. So you're right, the 3-way, the Will Blevins story.
Right. Oh man, what were we talking about before this?
Uh, what I was looking for in a competitive uh, Smash Brothers thing, which turned into I don't play competitive anymore, so I don't look for it.
Yeah, yeah. What made you stop playing competitive?
The fact that I played competitive when I went to GameStop a lot, and they would have tournaments, and
Oh,
then I
okay.
stopped going to GameStop. So,
Because fuck that place, right?
well, no, I wouldn't say that. Yeah, I would say that, but still, no. Whenever I didn't get to play video games with a lot of people. I was always single player for the longest time,
Mhm.
except for when I lived with Robin. Then we would play, and we didn't even play Smash Brothers when I lived with him. Sadly enough, um, but after Melee, we got Brawl. I was like, ooh, I might get back into this.
Mhm.
And then Brawl was terrible. So
Wow, just
okay,
downright.
it wasn't terrible. It was bad. Well, the fact that one of the big key features that they had to do was slow all the characters down
Mhm.
so that Sonic was the fastest.
Really?
Yeah, every character is. It's not like a huge amount, but if you've played Smash Brothers as long as we have, you can feel the difference in the speed.
Yeah, yeah.
And they did that so that Sonic was faster than everyone, but still controllable. So instead of making him super fast and uncontrollable, they just slowed everybody down, and he's like almost normal speed, a little faster.
Hmm.
So, although it is insane putting a bunny hood on him, because when you're in the level where the F1 racers are driving by from F-Zero, if
Mhm.
you fall on the track, normally you fling back and die. He can jump on the track and keep up with the cars.
Hmm. That's kind of nuts.
Yeah, Sonic's fast.
Yeah.
You'd
Do you
think
remember?
he'd be my main character, but
Yeah. Well, and you being the big Sonic fan that you are,
yep.
do you, I know you remember this. Do you remember the old Electronic Gaming Monthly April Fool's joke?
Oh, where Sonic and Knuckles were supposed to be in, what was it, Melee?
Yeah, it was Sonic and Tails, and they would you could unlock them in Melee by well, it was like oh man, what was it? It was like playing 24 hours, no no end or something like that. I don't
Yeah,
remember.
it was insane. I remember you had to do it, and it was like you had to do everything perfect
Mhm.
and all this other stuff, and it was supposed to unlock both of them, and then they're like, oh, April Fools. They're like, hey, but you know what? If you recorded yourself doing it and you send a copy of that recording in, we'll send you a free copy of Melee. If I recorded it, I already own a copy of it.
I'm almost positive they sent you a copy of Sonic Adventure DX. I think I don't remember.
Well, you know what? Fine. You know what? I'll look that up
All
while we're
right, look it
talking
up.
about
Look it up.
something else.
Yeah. I miss Electronic Gaming Monthly. Those were good
Yeah.
times. You know, you get really excited when those came in. I think that was probably like, their biggest April Fool's joke that they did. The only one that ever outshadowed it was the Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball nude cheat.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Let's see here. Often those duped by the blah 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 blah. Nintendo ran a brief article to dispose the rumors. Yeah, I knew that. Let's see here. They also ran the Dead or Alive nude cheat.
Hmm.
Now I'm gonna have to scroll down. I don't even remember what. There it is. Unlock Sonic and Tails code, where the players had to defeat 20 opponents in Cruel Melee mode. That was it.
Hmm.
And Cruel Melee mode was like everything took forever to kill, but everything could kill you in 2 hits.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and the sad thing is, I did that. This prank went widely believed for months. Yeah, you were right. It was a copy of Sonic Adventure 2 Battle.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
So,
for the GameCube. So, good
but
days.
but okay, so controls. I guess that's the next step into this.
I don't know. I mean, at this point, like, what do you want to talk about?
Seeing it's, hey guys, this is my podcast now. I'm stealing it. I don't know. I guess we can talk about the controls. I mean, that's the next best thing. We
Hmm.
talked about the characters. We talked about how everybody's going to play as the same 5 people. So,
Who are those
but
5 people?
I don't know who they are. I don't know how it's going to get tiered.
Hmm.
Meta Knight's back in the game, but they nerfed him dramatically. So,
Really?
yeah, well, of course they had to make it to where they don't get a banned.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, but so yeah, I
Who?
played the demo. Go ahead.
No. Who do you believe is the most overpowered in, I
Brawl.
guess, any of the Smash Brothers?
That is a good question. Because everybody has their strengths and their weaknesses. Sheik and Falco were really freaking overpowered in Melee. They really were.
Hmm.
Just because Falco, his meteor attack was really easy to pull off,
Hmm.
and I saw people knocking people out at like 20 or 30% with that, which is nuts. You
That
shouldn't be able
is,
to do
yeah,
that.
that's pretty insane.
People knocking Bowser's out at that much. So, um, and then Brawl. Tell you the truth, I didn't really see the only thing that everybody apparently thinks was super cheap in Brawl was Sonic's Final Smash, which was to
Mhm.
go supersonic. And, basically you became invincible, you damaged on touch, which means you just had to run into them.
Hmm.
And it lasted for, I'd say, about 20 or 30 seconds, which, if timed right, could take 2 lives away from someone from beginning to end. So,
Yeah, I believe that. Yeah,
yeah, so
30 seconds
that
is a
was
long
probably
fucking time.
that was probably the cheapest thing in Brawl was Supersonic. In fact, so many jokes have been made about how Smash Balls got banned in tournaments just because they didn't want Sonic
Oh
in it.
yeah.
So, but yeah, other than that, I don't really have any qualms with anybody else. Brawl was pretty even, in my opinion, except for 1 or 2 minor flukes here or there, especially the tripping. Stupid, stupid tripping. That was a stupid mechanic to put in.
I heard that they were bringing that back.
No,
Is
they
that
took it out.
okay? That's not the case.
Yeah, they took it out. That they made a post to tell you, guess what? Unless there's a banana peel on the floor, you're not tripping.
I like the fact that a banana peel would still cause it. That's good.
Well, they have to do that. Well, the banana peels are still in the game, so they have to be like, just so you know, these still do make you trip.
Right, right. Man. Um, I don't know. So playing on the 3DS, how did that feel for the
It's
overall?
uncomfortable as fuck.
Really?
I'm not used to. I'm GameCube controller all the way. I played Melee with it. I played Brawl with it. I kept my Wavebird to play it on there.
Hmm.
And the 3DS is just it's weird because like the buttons aren't where I would want them to be on
Hmm.
the controller. So I mean, this is just a demo, so I can't do anything. But if there's a button control scheme change option in the full version of it,
Hmm.
I'd be okay with it then.
Hmm.
Because then I could switch them around where I want them to be.
Yeah, yeah.
But if they're stuck where they are, like you have, um, let's see here, I think B is your special attack, and A is your normal attack, and then X and Y are jump. But because of the way the buttons are laid on that side, like a Super Nintendo
Yeah,
controller,
yeah.
it doesn't feel comfortable to have your thumb like this on the thing for hitting A and B. If it was me, I would switch A with B, B with X,
Hmm.
or yeah, B with Y, and then have A and A and X be the jump buttons.
Okay, okay.
That's how I would do it. But other than that, dodging feels responsive. I'm a little worried about the stick.
Then the
But
nub.
yeah, I'm really worried that I'm going to break it playing this game because hardcore players, all you hear is click 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 because they're dodging constantly,
Yeah,
and I'm really afraid I'm going to break that thing. But
yeah. Take it easy.
yeah. But I mean, if you can switch your controls, it wouldn't be too bad. But
Hmm.
as to the way it's set up, it's really meh.
Meh.
You'll get used to it after a while, like you do with all control schemes. But I'm hoping, and I would prefer if they put a customizable control scheme in there.
Hmm. Um, if gun to the head, you had to choose, would you choose 3DS control or would you choose Wiimote and nunchuck control?
Oh, 3DS control all the way. I tried playing with the nunchuck and the Wiimote. That was a bad time.
Yeah,
You're gonna have a bad time.
that was like my least favorite way. Even just the Wiimote by itself, it didn't feel right. Like having to
Yeah.
press up to jump, it just too weird.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It felt like a classic fighting game then, except for the fact that you had a B button on the back of the controller that you had to use I think, dodge or something.
Yeah, yeah, that was a weird layout. Yeah. I'll give him props for giving you like every control option under the sun.
Yeah, basically, if you could plug the controller up to the Wii, you could use it for this game.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'll give him that, but um, the, they were kind of
Kind of pushing it on some of them.
yeah. So, any other impressions that you got on the game?
Let's see here. I played the demo. I played as Mega Man, of course. And Mega Man, my opinion on him is he's a bit slower than what I like, but he's got projectiles like a madman, which is awesome. Downside, anything that counters projectiles makes him completely fucking useless.
Really?
So like if I don't know if Franklin badges are still in the game. I know they were in Melee and Brawl,
Hmm.
but it's the item that you pick it up, and then if anybody throws something at you, a projectile or something, it just reflects back at them. So
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
somebody picks that up, Mega Man's completely useless.
Yeah. Hmm.
So all of his moves are projectiles. I think he has like, let's see, up B, down B, or up smash, down. So I think he has like uh, 3 or 4 non-projectile moves, and everything else is a projectile move. So like even his over A smash, which is basically a charge shot, which
Hmm.
is really powerful, except for that you can't hold it, so it's really easy to see it coming.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's not too bad. He's a little slow for my taste. Mario feels like he feels like Mario. Don't fix what ain't broke. It's a little odd having Flood on him now, but
Is that like I didn't know. So what's the deal there?
they added a new move where because normally Mario's down B move was, I think it was where he just spun in place real quick,
Hmm.
and they replaced it where he starts charging Flood up instead.
Oh, really?
And Flood doesn't do any damage to the enemy, but you can use him to push him. So like Mario's really good at edge guarding now.
Yeah.
Because if you charge up Flood and they get too far off the side when they're coming back, if they do their up B to come back, then you can just push them away with Flood and they're not going to make it back. Because since it doesn't do any damage, it doesn't reset their up B, so they can't do it again.
Oh,
So,
strategy.
Told you, I know a little bit about it.
You know a lot more than I do.
Um,
Um,
Link is in it. Link is Link. So the rest of the characters that Link, Mario, and Pikachu, they all feel like they did in the other games.
yeah.
Um, Villager, OP, get the fuck out.
What?
OP, get the fuck
Oh,
out.
really?
Let's just say this. I'm Samus. I'm charging up a full charge shot. I fire at you. He presses a button, grabs it out of the air, and puts it in his pocket. And then later he goes, "This is a good time," releases it back at you. Does the same thing with Mega Man's Over Smash.
Yeah.
You don't know how many times I've been hit in the fucking face with my own Smash attack. Villager OP, get the fuck out.
You heard it here first, folks.
He'll be top tier, I guarantee it. That or everybody will come up with strategies against him and he'll be bottom tier.
Right, right. How do the puke words on my mouth? Hold on.
Okay, I'll wait.
How do the graphics look for the 3DS?
I'd say about Brawl quality.
Really?
Yeah, it's in between. It's not as it's not maybe not as good as Brawl, but it's definitely better than Melee.
Mm-hmm.
So it's about in the middle. I like the fact that they have the black outlines drawn on the character, so they pop out more in the on the 3DS.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so like I said earlier, I had watched Giant Bomb play it over the weekend, and yeah, I was watching it on my giant, well, not really giant, but 46-inch TV.
Oh, that's giant.
Yeah.
It's bigger than mine.
Well, you're talking to the guy who sold like 60, 70-inch TVs, so 46 is like...
This is kind of small.
Weepy, weepy, weepy! Hefty, hefty, hefty.
Hefty.
You know, but just watching it on there, I was really blown away at how well it looked, especially considering like, I mean, I haven't seen a whole lot of 3DS games, and I wouldn't be surprised if like a lot of my like illusions of what 3DS games look like is actually more what DS games looked like.
Yeah, the 3DS looks really good. It looks a lot better than the DS.
Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, just watching it, you know, it was very fluid. It looked like it was 60 frames per second. I mean,
Brawl is, yeah, it's supposed to be 60 frames per second, and then like certain aspects like assist trophies and stuff move at 30 frames per second, as to not cause slowdown.
Interesting.
So I've never seen a game that mixed two different things going at different frame rates at the same time.
That's extremely weird, especially considering like a game that's built on precision and everything like that. You know.
Yeah.
That probably causes a lot of issues in a lot of different ways.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't had any problems dodging assist trophies, so.
But yeah, I was very surprised at how well it looked. Was not expecting that caliber.
Yeah, it looks good. Of course, the Wii U version will blow it out of the water, and that'll be the version I play all the time. But you know that doesn't come out for another month, so I have to get this one first.
Right.
Because I'm a sucker.
So, well, I mean, anything else that you wanna say on Smash Bros?
It's not going to be well. Okay, in my opinion, with what I've played so far, this isn't going to move systems. Now I know that's a lie, and I know it's going to move systems because Smash Brothers is just too big not to move systems. It's kind of like saying a new Zelda game's coming out and saying it's not going to move systems. So my prediction, it's going to sell well. They're going to make another one, and the quality is. This is probably. I don't think it's going to get worse from here, but I know it's probably not going to get any better.
Mm-hmm. That's a fair assessment.
Yeah, I think we've hit that middle ground. It's not going to be as good as some of the older ones, but at least it's not going to get any worse.
And I mean, to be fair, you've only played the 3DS version.
Yeah.
Do we know like is there going to be big differences between the two versions?
Graphically, yes. Character-wise, no. It's the
Mm,
same roster. Level-wise, yes.
okay.
There's going to be different levels in the 3DS version than there are in the Wii U version. There'll be basically Wii U exclusive levels and 3DS exclusive levels. And apparently, I'm boring you.
No, I'm sorry. It's been a long week. I'm
It's
a little
fine.
sleepy.
Um,
Thanks. Thanks.
but yeah, no, it is just exclusive levels. I think everything else that's in. Oh yeah, the 3DS version is going to have one called mode called Smash Run,
Hmm.
which if you ever played Kirby Air Ride, which you're not a Nintendo person, so you probably didn't.
I remember Kirby Air Ride, and
Um,
I know a little bit about the mechanics, and it was kind of a weird game, but no, I never actually played it myself.
well, there was a mode in it called Air Ride, which
Hmm.
was I think it was Air Ride. It was something like that. Basically, in in Smash, it's going to be all four people start at different places on a map.
Hmm.
Strewn throughout the map are bad guys, enemies from different games, like Octoroks and Goombas and all that stuff, like the adventure mode in Brawl.
Brawl.
And basically, your goal is to go through and kill as many enemies as possible, and they're going to drop these little power ups like speed power up, defense power up, all this good junk, and try to take as little damage as possible while doing
Hmm.
it. After 5 minutes, it goes to the final showdown, and all the super powerful, buffed up characters then
Hmm.
have to fight each other with one life.
Okay.
So basically, you've got 5 minutes to try to strengthen your character as high as you can, and then you get one chance while you're fighting. And
Hmm.
I've seen some crazy ones where someone will be playing as like Bowser, who's already a hard hitting character,
Yeah.
get nothing but power up bonuses, so they smack someone and do like 47% in one hit. So so
That
that'll definitely make things a little interesting.
yeah. That's that actually sounds very interesting. I would kind of like check that out. That sounds like a good twist on the normal Smash Brothers formula.
Yeah,
So
and that's only on the 3DS version.
only on 3DS.
Yes, that one. I don't know if the Wii U is going to have a mode like that that's exclusive.
Hmm.
If it is, they haven't announced it yet. But I know that mode's only on the 3DS. So if you want to play that, you have to get a 3DS. And if you want to get a 3DS, I'd recommend doing it around now because I know there's a lot of deals to get one cheap.
Hmm. Unless you want to
So
wait for that new one.
unless you want to wait for that new one.
Hmm. Well,
But
I'll tell you what, buddy. I know you like buying 3DSs. Can you buy me one?
fuck you. Fuck you. Because I've already gotten pissed that they're coming out with that new one, and then they have to rub it in our faces that new one's coming out next year by releasing one that looks like an old NES,
Yeah, that's
an old NES control. I'm like, really? You really think people are gonna buy that knowing that a new one's coming out next year?
that is kind of like that's one of those Nintendo things, man. It's like this doesn't make any. What are you guys doing there? You
Why did
know?
you announce the new 3DS before you announced this?
Right.
You should have announced this and released this a month before that.
They went up to
That way you
their
would have got your sales.
they went up to their new their ivory tower with Miyamoto at the top, and they're like, Mr. Miyamoto, what do we do? And he's like, release new 3DS. We already announced it. Give them old 3DS.
with with classic nostalgia look.
They're like, oh, Mr. Miyamoto, you're so smart.
Yeah, we're racist on this
Yeah,
podcast.
that was horrible. I was kind of dancing around that area, but you went there. So
Yep,
thanks.
yep. Oh, you don't want to talk to a bunch of us in the group.
Oh, I can only imagine.
But
Oh boy. So
that's my 2 cents on Smash Brothers. Tune in next week and maybe I'll tell you about Half-Life 2.
yeah, maybe you could, jerk.
I tell you what.
What?
I'll make a deal with you after the podcast.
Oh, you want to do it on air?
No, I won't do it on air.
Oh, you pansy.
Oh, fine. I'll make a deal with you on
All
air.
right, I want to hear this on air.
Okay, here's the deal. You have me on tomorrow. I'll play through all of Half-Life tonight. All of Half-Life
Oh,
2.
oh, you'll play through it all tonight.
All of it tonight. I'll play through it tonight and probably some of tomorrow, and I'll have it all done before we go live tomorrow.
And you'll be sleeping.
I might sleep.
Yeah, it's like, hey, Will, what
Maybe.
was your thoughts on Half-Life 2?
I don't need sleep. Sleep is for the weak.
Sleep is just a weakness leaving the body. Sure. Oh, man.
Pain is but an illusion. An illusion that really, really hurts.
Oh, man. I'll tell you what. If you can do it, I won't have you on it. I won't have you on unless you do it. You got to do it. If you do it, I'll have you on, and we'll talk about Half-Life 2.
And then we'll just bore everyone with Half-Life 2. For
Yeah,
2
and I'm
hours.
sure everyone listening to this will be like, God damn it. I
God
thought we
damn
were
it.
done talking about that game.
Now I'll probably play through it anyways, just because I do need to go through it.
You do. It's very important. And don't forget those episodes either.
Oh, don't worry, I got them both. I got them all installed. That night that we talked about it, I installed all of them. I just haven't gotten to sit down and play them.
I still can't believe you haven't played them. It's boggling my mind. Boggling my mind. All right, well, Will, I want to thank you for thanks for being on. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Thank you for coming on the show tonight to talk Smash Brothers with me. This has been an enjoyable night, even though I can't talk properly.
Apparently, yes.
Well,
No, it was good. It was good, and we've informed the nice people who probably already knew all this information anyways.
probably, but hey, in case you didn't, now you know, and knowing is half the battle. I'm done.
The other half is gratuitous violence.
Yeah, of course, the answer to life.
Yep.
All right. Well, once
I think
again,
we're done here.
yes. Thanks for coming on. Thanks everyone for listening to this bonus show. I don't know. Hopefully we can do some more stuff like this in the future. This was kind of fun to put a lot of focus on just one thing and have a special guest on. So we will. I will be back tomorrow night with my good friend Kyle Penrod to have a regular show. And Will, if you can beat Half-Life 2 in its entirety, then sure, you have your spot set for tomorrow.
All right, I'll hold you to it.
So long as you don't fall asleep, you can have your spot. I'll give it to you.
How long is that game, anyways?
The base game is probably about 10 hours, give or take.
Okay.
Especially, it's hard for me to say anymore because, if I play through it, I already know where everything is. I don't have to look a lot. But I'm gonna throw out about 10 hours, and the episodes are probably about 2 to 3 hours apiece. So.
Yeah.
You could definitely get it done in one night.
Yeah, I'm thinking it'll probably take me about 6 to 8 hours. I'm usually pretty quick when it comes to games like whenever, because of the way I have to play them, because I don't have a lot of free time.
Mm-hmm.
I'll sit down and I'll just do it in one gaming chunk.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? Batman, I sat down and beat it in one sitting. The Arkham City and Arkham Asylum.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I sat down though and beat those in one sitting. There's a lot of stuff that if it comes out, I'll just Halo 4.
Oh, okay.
With Halo 4, I popped it in. That was what, a 10-hour campaign or something like that, if that.
Mm-hmm.
I think I beat it in 6 hours because I just tossed it in and went through it.
I wish I had that type of dedication or that type of time to dedicate to it, honestly. I just I sit down, I pop it in, and I play, and then after I played for an hour and a half to 2 hours, I'm like, I should really be doing something else. It doesn't matter how much fun I'm having. I'm like, I start to feel guilty. I'm like, I need to do something else. I can't just if I play it all now, then what am I going to do later? So I'll turn it off, and then I'll never get back to it, and then I never finish it, and then I start a fucking video game podcast to talk about games I never finished. And that's my life.
So that's why you started the podcast.
Yeah.
Okay. So everybody
It's
else could tell you how those games ended.
yeah, that was the whole point. I just want to know how these games end.
Because, YouTube is a viable source.
All right, so thanks again for coming on. Thanks again for everyone watching, and I'll see everyone tomorrow night. And I'll hopefully see you tomorrow night.
Oh, don't worry, I'll be here. I promise. I guarantee.
I'm I'm hitting the end button on that note.
Bye bye.
Goodbye.